teammate when he finds himself in this position of missing out on an elimination final or finals?
We just make sure he's fine, first of all. First and foremost, you make sure his spirits are in the right place. You know he wants to be out there competing and fighting with you. So just let him know that we're still playing for him as well, and he's helped us get this far, and try to get one for him.
Andrew, how helpful is this extra day's rest, back-to-back trips?
I don't know. I mean, for our team, we say strength in numbers, so I don't know if it goes against us, you know what I mean? Being that the other teams can get rest, they don't use as many bodies, so the schedule is what it is, and just try to be ready to play.
Jefferson was saying, no, it's good for the product in that guys do get rested out there. There's a higher quality of basketball that way. Would you agree with that? Or?
I don't know. Like I said, for us, we strengthen numbers. We try to use the depth of our team, try to maximize it, and we've done a really good job of that the last 2 years. Other teams haven't had as much success using as many guys as we have when we try to wear teams down. So it can go either way for us.
Do you expect the so-called small lineup to play, or is there a point where you can't play that for 40 minutes?
I mean, we'll see. That's a tough loss for us. So either way it goes, we got to be ready to adjust, and next guy has to be ready to step up and try to fill that void, not by himself, but we got to do it as a team.
Right. And it seems like Festus brings some of the same skills in terms of rim protection, maybe not the passer that Bogut is, but how do you see Festus's skills maybe replacing with Bogut?
Yeah, he'd come in and definitely active around the basket. Draymond does a good job of finding him as well. Try to double step for him. He's diving on the pick and rolls, and he's got to be ready to step in and be ready to go, be locked in, and try to help us win.
Thank you.
How different is this team defensively when you have Draymond on the floor?
Well, I've always said, he's a very good communicator, which is a huge part of the defense, especially when you're a perimeter defender like myself, and you got to know where guys are at. And he's good with switches 1 through 5 and pick and rolls. Very vocal, just a smart hitting player. First team all defense 2 years in a row, so definitely a huge part of our defense.
On that note, too, as a perimeter defender, how much of a safety blanket is Bogut?
Yeah, it's very similar. The play he got hurt on, he blocked a shot. It shows his activity on the basket. He's been doing an awesome job throughout the postseason, so really going to miss him, and the next guy has to look forward to stepping up.
What are some things that Bogut does that people just might not see as a casual viewer?
He's very vocal, which always flies under the radar, and I think the most important thing is he knows his role. Most guys tend to do what they're told, but they also want to add something else that they're not needed to do, which can be detrimental to the team. But he's that guy who knows his role and he embraces his role, and that does wonders for us on many occasions. So that's probably the most important thing.
And how's the team reacted to him ever since the injury happened and the diagnosis came down?
Well, first of all, you just want to know that he's doing all right. Make sure that spirits are high. No one wants to go down in the finals and playing hard and playing the right way. But it just so happened that's how it's supposed to happen. So we got his back. He has ours, and we can go try to get one for him.
Andre, when you guys small ball lineup last year, when you first got here, when it was broached to you, did you think it was a strange thing? Like, did you go, oh, who's playing center again? Like, or did you get it?
I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it before, used sparingly throughout the league, throughout my years, and the game has kind of evolved there with the 3-point shot, and you have a good makeup and the right players to put in there, and they can be very effective. So for us, it seems like we had the right guys in the right places, and just clicking.
Last year, when you guys really went to you committed to it all the way during the finals, was it something that you guys were waiting to do? Like, I mean, did it feel like, okay, this is what we've been waiting all year for, to unleash that?
It just kind of happened with the flow of the game. figure out what your weaknesses are in that lineup, and once you do that, focus on that. We do what we do, but then there's just 2 or 3 areas that we got to key in on to keep us from getting hurt in the small ball lineup. And one of those things is rebounding. So make sure you crash the glass and try to limit teams to 1 shot per possession.
Andre, sure it depends on the conditions and on the personnel you have, but do you think that you give a good example to the other teams, not only in the USA, but globally, with a small ball, with too many 3-point shots, with this spectacular way of playing, and with the results, of course?
Well, you got to have the right guys in there, and it's a lot that goes into it, not just talent. You got to have the right egos. You got to have the right temperament of the team or temperament of the coach, and you got to have the right veteran, the right aged guys who understand the roles, willing to sacrifice in different areas, and guys that understand the game. So it's not as simple as put 5 small guys out there who shoot the ball. You got to have guys who do other things really well at the same time.
You play for them, but in the case that you were an opponent, what should you believe? Would be your opinion on the Golden State Warriors as an opponent, not as a player?
As an opponent, I don't know. I compete against those guys in practice the same way I do in the game. So I just have confidence in myself that my team's going to win. So you figure out the best way to win. Try to expose other team and weaknesses and impose your will upon them. It's like playing basketball since I was a kid. Just trying to impose your will on another team and do what works to your team's benefit.
Andre